Good evening, everybody. Hello there. Good evening. Hello, Jenny. How are you? Good evening. It's nice and late, isn't it? Hello, Liliana. Hello there. Hello. Good evening, Jane. This is a weird time to be doing a Facebook Live. It seems really strange. Hello, Abs. How are you? Fantastic shows. Hi, Tracy. Good evening, everybody. This feels very surreal doing it at this time. I'm awake. Hi, Janet. I wonder how long you'll stay awake, Janet. Hello, Bernie. Hello there. Good evening, everybody. Hello, Pat. It seems strange because it's dark outside and I'm sitting here on a live. Hello, Linda. Good evening. Hello, Fiona. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Hi, Catherine. Good evening, Diane. How are you? How is everybody? Hello, Majula. Hello, Sue. This is like a bedtime story. This might not be the bedtime story you're looking for, Sue. Hello, Liliana from Miami. My son Pablo says hello. Hello to Pablo. How weird is that Liliana is in Miami? We're here in the UK. Wow. Hello, Karen. Hello, Debbie. Hello, Karen. How are you? So glad you had a good show, Abs. Fantastic demos. Congratulations on your show and your new release of the washi tapes. Congratulations. Hi, Ali. Hello, Bernie. How are you? Hello, Maria. Good evening, everybody. You found me, Linda. You can't miss me, really. My metal frame. This was the demo yesterday, Bernie. I did this on YouTube. My YouTube channel is here, if I just paste it. And it's the last video I did yesterday. Do you love an evening live, Karen? It seems really strange because it's dark outside. Wow, 10 o'clock for you, Karen. It's 9 p.m. here. Good evening, everybody. Hello, Helen. Good evening, everybody. Thanks for joining me. I know it's quite late. Lovely to see you too, Yvonne. It's a strange way to finish an evening, isn't it? Hello, Queenie. Welcome from Canada. Hello there. Good evening. Hi, Anne. How are you, Flower? Say hi to David, Anne. Say hi to David for me. Hi, Jane. Good evening, everybody. I know, Abs's new goodies. Washi tapes. Yay, washi tapes. We like washi tapes. I'm just putting the heating on in my craft room. Crikey, Lorraine, is it that cold? Hello, Flower. How are you? Hello, Jane. Hi, Sarah John. Hi, Gillian. Hey, Sheila. And we've got washi tapes. Yippee. Yippee doo-dah. Good evening. Good evening, Sarah John. Hello, Tracy. Hi, Lynn. Hello, Tracy. How are you? Hi, Margaret. Good afternoon. I'm so used to saying good afternoon. I said good afternoon. I'm always in my PJs, Karen. Always in my PJs. In Miami for Liliana, it's 4:04 p.m. Good evening, Kim. It's been a great day, hasn't it? A nice relaxing end to the evening. Exactly, Carol. As long as I keep my voice nice and calm and quiet, it's a nice way to finish the evening. If I shout too much, I'm too gobby for the evening. I need to be nice and calm for the evening. Hi, Anne. Hello, Anne and Anne. Hello, two Annes. Hi, Karen. Good evening, everybody. Thanks for joining me. I thought there might be me and about 3 of us at 9 o'clock in the evening. Hi, Jennifer. How are you, Flower? Hi, Holly. Hi, Flower. How are you? Hi, Dawn. So what did you reckon to the washi tapes then? What did you reckon to the washi tapes? There might be some more now. There might be some more coming. Yay. Hi, Dawn. Hi, Flower. Hi, Chantel. Good evening, everybody. And June is tucked up in bed with a hot chocolate, my iPad and B. Well, what a better way, June. I'm not tucked up though, I'm just sat here. Hi Mia. Hi Liz. I just think when I listen back to my voice, Bernie, I just think I need to speak a little bit quieter. No, you don't want to fall asleep, do you, Kim? That's true. Hi Joe. Hi there. Hello Carol. You quiet, Never. I don't know how to be quiet, Karen. I've got other washi tape, but it's to use. The washies are fab, aren't they, Holly? Yay to washi tapes. That means I can have some washi tapes now. Yes. Yay, Linda. Thank you. Yes, I love the tapes as well. I was hoping you'd like them so I could have some. Hi, Sue. Hello, everybody. Good evening, everybody. I will start. I will have to watch Habs on Hochanda later. Yes, it's worth watching, Fiona. It's worth watching. Having to sit on my hands for a month before I buy more. That's all right, Jenny. You can buy when you can afford. Haven't you got your embellishments on the list? I keep trying, Jennifer, so I can have washi tapes now next. So I keep trying for the embellishments. Oh, bless you, Bernie. So welcome, Tracy. And another Tracy, welcome. So yes, we're happy about washies, aren't we, Abs? It means I can have some now you like them. So what I did yesterday is I did a YouTube. You will have to teach us what it's for. Absolutely, Janet, I will teach you. Tracy, you need to design some washi tapes. I might have just done that, Abs. What do you think? I might have just designed some washi tapes, might I, Abs? Cheeky Karen. So what I did yesterday is I did a YouTube video. So I did a YouTube video on this card. So what I'm doing is I'm doing a follow-on from the YouTube. Yes, you do. We need embellishments, don't we, Jennifer? Yes, we do. Do you know, it takes me ages to start a card. I just waffle. So yes, I may have already designed some washi tapes for Abs because he allowed me. So what I've done is I'm doing a follow-on from the YouTube video. So the YouTube video was a nice quick card using the mushrooms. Hi Melanie, hello there. With carrots. Please, pretty please. So what we're going to do, you see, I'm too busy reading the messages. I could just do a Facebook Live just on a chat. Never mind doing anything else. Do you know, Melanie, I did have a look at carousels and there's quite a few about. So I may just end up buying a vintage carousel as well. I'm terrible. I'm terrible. Hello, Ian. Lancashire accent. It's a potteries accent that I've got. I'm a potherb. I'm a potherb. But I live in Cheshire, but I'm a potherb. So I'm going to do this demo. I'm determined to do this demo. Do you know I could do a Facebook Live just on waffle? I just waffle for England and I could literally do a Facebook Live on waffling. I nearly forgot. Leslie, I've done nothing. I've just waffled. For a change, I've just waffled. This is why on a Chanda they don't let me waffle. Because nothing had happened in a show. I'd just waffle. You've not missed anything, Lynn. I've not missed anything. I've not done a thing. I could literally do a Facebook Live on waffle. Oh, I love the drawers, Dawn. I'm so chuffed with me drawers. Did Ian like the anniversary card? He did, Carol. He loved the anniversary card. Do you know what he said? Are you feeling ill, Tracy? Actually made an anniversary card. That's what he said. So there you go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow on a Facebook Live of waffling. I've just done that, Jennifer. I've just waffled for 20 minutes. Hello, Jan. How are you? I'm really chuffed with the drawers, Sally, I must admit. And it's lovely to see you on the live, Sally. Welcome. and your wooden hands down. I do waffle so much. Yes, Linda Regan's joined us as well. So I'm going to do a follow-on from this card. I'm determined to do a demo and not waffle. So this was the leftovers. If you watched the YouTube video yesterday, we should actually, coming up to Christmas, we should have a waffle and wine evening. I agree. When we're coming up to Christmas, let's just have a Facebook Live for a chinwag. Just for a chinwag, in case anybody's feeling lonely as well. That's a good idea, June. Remind me about that, June, nearer to Christmas. We should have a waffle and wine night and just have a chinwag on a Facebook Live. And then if anybody's feeling lonely towards Christmas, we can just have a chinwag. So remind me of that, June, and we'll do that closer to Christmas so that if anybody's feeling lonely, we can just have a chinwag. Just about nothing, just about any old drivel that we want to. Yeah, my Facebook changed a few days ago as well. I can't understand it. But yes, I think we should do that. With Christmas cards as well, Karen. Yes, okay. We'll just have a waffle and a wine and do nothing but chinwag. Oh, June says, don't worry, she'll remind me. It just means that if somebody's lonely, then we can keep each other company, can't we? So, anyway, this is my leftover background from yesterday. And this was from the Distress Oxides, Speckled Egg and Bundled Sage. And this was literally the leftovers of the ink. And what I've done is I've added it to an MDF plaque. Do a zoom so we fan all waffle. We can all waffle. Oh, we'll have to look into Zoom. But yes, we'll definitely do a Facebook Live, especially for those of us that, you know, if we're feeling a bit lonely at Christmas. I whine all the time. You sound like my husband, Gail. So I've added this to an MDF plaque. And what we're going to do is we're just going to have a nice relaxing hour and just enjoy some creative time. But we will have a session before Christmas where we just chat together. So what I'm going to do is, because Abs has had this stencil on his one-day special, I thought, well, I may as well christen mine. I love Bundled Sage, especially with Victorian Velvet. Oh, Tracy, I might try that one. But I just fancied these two colours together because look how nice they look in the background on the card. They just look lovely together. I just love them. So I thought what we'll do, I'm trying to prove to you, that stamp sets are not a one-trick wonder. That's what I'm trying to prove to you. I'm trying to prove and I'm trying to show that when you've got a stamp set, you've got them for life. And what I'm trying to show you is just because a stamp set is an old stamp set doesn't mean it's not useful anymore. It's still as beautiful as it was the day you bought it. And we need to get those stamps out, get them off the shelf and start using them. So, oh, thank you, Colleen. So I just love how this turned out. So I wanted to do a follow-on, but this time using my big mushroom because it coordinates with the little mushrooms. So I thought, why not use them both together? So what we've got is we've got this background here. And I thought what I'd do is we'd christen Absy's stencil. So we'll christen Absy's square stencil. I don't even remember what it's called. Exactly, you can mix and match them, Bernie. We need to get those products out and use them. So I'm going to use the Superbly Square stencil. That's a mouthful. That's a mouthful. So I want us to try and use the products that we've also got in our craft rooms and use them. Don't just leave them gathering dust. Let's get them out and let's use them. They're just as good as all the other stamps that we've purchased, so let's get them out. So I was really pleased with the card, Jane. Talking about size. So I was really pleased with the card. So I'm going to use Speckled Egg. So as you can see, I've got quite a bit of the Bundled Sage in the background. So I'm going to add a touch of the Speckled Egg just on the background. So I'm just using my blending tool. And as you know, I always say to you, make sure Are you going to christen it with a bottle of champagne? My husband had champagne yesterday. But not both of them, at least not at the same craft site. Typical, isn't it, Michelle? Hello, Wendy. Oh, bless. Enjoy your time with your mum, Wendy. So what I'm going to do is I'm picking up the speckled egg ink, and what I want to do is just add some subtle colour over the squares, just some of the squares. Now, I don't want to add the colour too deeply because I don't want to ruin the background. I don't want the background to disappear. I want to keep some of that background that was waste because I don't want to hide it. Good evening, Joanna. Good evening. So I'm just going to lift this stencil up just to see what I've got. So I'm getting some lovely colour tone on tone effect. And I'm using a very light touch. I'm not using a strong touch. I see James has put up a pre-order. Yes, he has, Jennifer, of the crackling colour. I've already got one sorted from him. Bless James. So if I lift this stencil up now, can you see that I've got some beautiful tone on tone colour? Let me just lift that up so you can see that I've got the waste background and I've got some of those squares in the background. I love the speckled egg. I'm loving speckled egg and bundled sage at the moment. I just love it. I just love that at the moment. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stamp my mushroom, but I'm not going to worry if it's not a perfect image because I'm going to overstamp with a 3D element. So I'm just not going to worry about what that looks like. Hello, Karen. Good evening. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp with VersaFine Morning Glory. And if you look at the card that we did yesterday, I stamped with VersaFine Morning Glory and it was just a little bit softer, not quite as dark as black. So I just wanted to do something a little bit different. I'm also trying to get you to use those products that you've perhaps ordered from my previous Facebook Lives. So I'm trying to get you to use your product. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this a good inking. Now, I don't want all the background. I want a random feel. So I will be wiping away some of the background just so that I get a random feel to the background. So I'm just giving a good inking and then I'm just going to get a piece of kitchen roll. Oh, I like the Morning Glory. Still need to order that colour. It's Morning Mist. Morning Mist. Do you know, I was thinking Morning Glory, that's a plant. Morning Mist. It's Morning Mist. And it's a lovely, more subtle colour. So I'm just wiping away some of the colour that's just... I don't want all the detail towards the bottom. So I'm just removing some of that colour from the bottom. That's all I'm doing. Removing some of the colour from the bottom, just so it's a little bit more random. But I want to make sure that I get that stem. I need to make sure I get that stem. I'm not worried if I don't because I can just draw it in anyway. But I'm making sure that I get a good inking. Hello, Shally. It's not a problem that you're late. So I'm just going to tilt my plaque on one side just so it makes it easier for me to stamp. It just means that I can line it up exactly where I want it. So I'm going to go for here, like so. It just means I can line it up exactly where I want it. Morning Glory, Tracy. There's so much I could say. Now, Gail, come on. Mind you, it is in the evening. It's past the 9 p.m. watershed, isn't it? Morning Glory. No, we're not talking about anything rude. We're talking about a plant that's called Morning Glory. Now, don't get in the gutter just because it's after the 9 p.m. watershed. And this is called Morning Mist. So get out the gutter. This is Morning Mist. morning mist. So don't let's have you in the gutter where you normally are. So it's morning mist. It doesn't take much to tempt you, Gail. And if you've been on the wine, it definitely doesn't take much to tempt you. So what I'm doing is I'm lifting this acrylic block just to make sure I get a really good impression. So can you see? Just look at that. I'm sorry, but I just think that's lovely. Hello, Carol. It's a him, exactly. Banned from YouTube again. Do you know what I read that then as, Dawn? As an ashtray, not astray. I read it as an ashtray. Oh, Sally. You see, we're leading Sally astray. Sally's not been friends with me for very long, and we're leading her astray already. An evening glory, Karen. But just look how the grey just looks a little bit more subtle. I just think that's lovely, how it's a little bit more subtle. So I'm loving morning mist. Oh, God. The acrylic blocks you use, I can't find here. Melanie, maybe somebody can put you a link to the stockists, or you can message me and I'll see if I can find a stockist for you. I've never seen Morning Glory in the gutter. Gail, stop it now. You see, Gail's a bad influence, you see. So I'm just now, I've got a mask that I can mask this off. Why do my Facebook Lives turn into some kind of disaster? Let's just move this out the way. Believe me, she does. More for Adam on a chat. Oh, Adam, I bet Adam just thought I was a flaming nutcase. Poor Adam. So what I'm going to do is I'm now going to use the little mushrooms, because the little mushrooms coordinate beautifully with the big mushroom. Yes, Stampers Grove will have them, yeah. So I'm using the small mushrooms to go with the big mushroom. That's why I got rid of some of the detail from the bottom of the large mushroom. So we've got these mushrooms, and what I'm thinking is I can stamp these mushrooms at the base here. That's what I'm hoping. So I've got a mask here that's just out of copier paper. I know you could use proper masking tape and everything, but guess what? I haven't got none, so we're using copier paper. Yes, they will send to the Netherlands, Melanie. Yes, they definitely will. They will definitely send to the Netherlands. Just tell James I've sent you, and I said you'd send to the Netherlands. He will. You can't behind that mask, Tracy. We know what you're like. The problem is now, Gail, all of you know what I'm like. So I can't hide from it now. I can't hide from anything. I'm trying to be serious here and do a serious demo. Look, I'm trying to be serious. So what I've got here is I've got this mask just out of copier paper. And what I'm going to do is add these mushrooms at the base. And I'm definitely in love with Morning Mist, not Morning Glory. Morning Mist. So I'm absolutely in love with Morning Mist. Versifying Claire. In fact, I need to ask James for another one. So I'm now going to stamp these mushrooms at the base. Don't move your mask, Tracy. Don't move your mask. So I'm just deciding where I want these. So I just want them like so. You'll never see. Karen, that describes me. Karen, that describes these Facebook Lives off to a T. They're like a cabaret. It is like a cabaret. Karen's got me off to a T. Do you know, it's not good, is it? You know, I'm getting a bad name for myself. So I'm just adding these mushrooms to the base. And I'm just making sure that ink sits. I'm just making sure the ink sits on that substrate. Be good, Abs is here. Don't be daft, Shally. Don't let Abs let you believe that Abs is sweet and innocent. I know that young face might look sweet and innocent, but trust me, don't believe a word of it. Don't believe a word of it. Abs is just as bad as me, so I wouldn't believe a word of it. So just look. Now, let me just... Can you see that you've got the mushrooms at the bottom now? And then what I'm going to do, we haven't finished yet. Let me just, what I need to do is just cut a strip of card, which I'm going to do on the floor. I'm sweet and innocent. You've got to be kidding, Abs. Don't believe a word of it, folks. If you think he's sweet and innocent, you just got to be joking. There's no chance that he is sweet and innocent. Trust me. Exactly. You see, Anne can vouch for me. Abs can vouch for... Anne can vouch for me that Abs is not sweet and innocent. So don't you believe it all. You're old enough to be his mum. I don't care what I'm old enough to be, Karen. He can still lead me astray with the best of them. Trust me. He can lead me astray with the best of them. And often does. Often does. So I'm just going to add this here like so. And then what I'm going to do is create another background so that we can stamp our mushroom. Have you led him astray? Well, I do help to lead him astray, but that's beside the point though, Helen. I need to show these young'uns how to live, you see. So I do need to lead them astray now and then. I need to show them, you know, that just because you're a bit older doesn't mean you know how to live a bit, you see. That's my excuse. I'm old enough to be his grandma. Oh, bless Anne. Bless Anne. Right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm supposed to be doing a serious demo here. I'm supposed to be doing a serious demo. Right, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add the bundled sage to my acrylic block. I'm going to add the bundled sage to my acrylic block just to give me a background to stamp the mushroom on. Sue Barnes loved the 6 p.m. show. There you go. The shows were fab. So what I'm doing is I'm just adding the 2 colours to an acrylic block, just randomly to give me a background. And I'm using the same colours, bundled sage and speckled egg. And all I'm going to do is reach over on the camera for my spritzer bottle. Exactly, Karen, exactly. So I'm just going to spritz my acrylic block and I'm just going to add this to my background. And I'm going to press quite firmly because I want it to be a background for stamping on. So this is a nice quick way of creating a background. So it's nice and easy. There's no way he's sweet and innocent working in an industry full of ladies. Of course he isn't, Kay. Of course he isn't. And anyway, working with me doesn't stand a chance of being sweet and innocent, so he's got Bob Hope. So, and if he was sweet and innocent, I'd soon stop that. I'm making tickets. Oh, Satu, you'll have to show. Oh, are you living on beans and toast, Kim? But can you see that background? Let me just lift this up just with 2 colours of oxide ink. Now, if you weren't doing a live like me, then you'd let this dry naturally. But just look at that background. And that's just from an acrylic block. All it is an acrylic block to create the background. Nothing complicated, and you get a beautiful backdrop. But if you were doing this not live, you would allow it to dry naturally. Of course he loves the attention, Kay. Too right, he loves the attention. Don't let him fool you. He loves it. All these women, of course he does. I've told him anyway. All these cougars after him. So I keep telling him that anyway. So what I'm going to do now, just bread and water for me next month. Oh, bless Samantha. So I'm now going to just dab, just to make sure there's no moisture. And what I'm going to do is, this is what I've got so far, because I want to use the little square stamp as well. I'm just going to stamp the mushroom once again. I'm just... I did have... I'm laughing at Gail. I spent so much on the offers last Saturday. I'm back to just licking the gutting. I've told him, all these cougars after abs. Listen, I just say it as it is. I don't hide the fact. I don't, you know, I don't just... I say what it is exactly. Abs is mortified now. He loves the... Honestly... Abs loves all these women after him, all these older women. He thinks it's fantastic, trust me. I just want all the young toy boys chasing after me. I need some young toy boys getting into craft, and then I need them to like older women. I'm using Morning Glory again. The problem is, I'm going to ask James or somebody if they've got Morning Glory in stock instead of Morning Mist. Stop saying Morning Glory. I can't remember Morning Mist. Stop saying it, because I'm going to call it Morning Glory forever and a day now. So can you send some craft toy boys my way? Not true. I'm not letting you get away with that, Abs. So can you send some toy boys my way that are into craft? So if you can send some toy boys my way, I'll have a bit of competition for Abs then. Abs can have all the cougars and I can have all the toy boys. I know Dawn finds the toy boys. I need to find some toy boys. Abs is no good. He doesn't find me any toy boys. He needs to find me toy boys that are into crafting ladies that are a bit more mature. and then I can lead him astray. He can lead the cougars astray and I'll lead the toy boys, and then we'll be fine. I can't believe it's a good job it's after 9 p.m. Never considered I could be a cougar until I downloaded TikTok. Oh, my daughter looks at TikTok. Oh, this is such a serious demo. Not. What a serious demo this is turning into be. This is never going to be allowed on YouTube. Is this for children, it says? No, this is not for children. No, my husband, he'll be all right. A toy boy here and there keeps him on his toes. Wendy married a toy boy. Ooh. But look at that. I saw a fine young potter on TikTok today. No, I am not on something, Abs. This is what my Facebook lives are like. Now Abs is asking if I'm on something tonight as well. So what I'm doing now is I'm just drying the ink. You can blot it, but believe it or not, the Morning Mist isn't quite as wet as the black one. So I'm just grabbing a piece of scrap paper. The Morning Mist isn't quite as wet. So it doesn't, when you blot it, you don't get much ink up anyway, so it's not too much of a problem. So as you can see, look how fab that looks, just stamped on the background. If she is, Abs, I'll have some. Yes, Abs will have to join us for the wine and waffle at Christmas. So as you can see, even when it's on a lighter backdrop or it's on a detailed backdrop, you can see that it just looks fab. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this mushroom out. Just going to cut this out. Fussy cutting, which won't take long because it's a nice, easy image to cut out. And you won't smudge it because the Morning Mist doesn't smudge quite as much as the black if it isn't dry. So you're absolutely fine. So I can just cut it up a little bit. So we'll just cut this out. What are we saying? Not like that guy that bought the complete compost. The composter with magic mushrooms, did he? Ian will get peace. Exactly, Karen. He'd love the peace. You should have seen Ian when I was having him moving the vintage cupboard around the house. He was not impressed moving it all around the house till I got the right place. Maureen, my lives are getting worse. My lives are just getting worse. Mind you, we're after the 9 p.m. watershed, so we're okay. I don't know what it's going to be like on YouTube, but they may never let me back again. So I'm just, and yes, Abs is back at 8 a.m. in the morning. Perhaps we should just keep him up half the night just before he goes live in the morning, and let's see what his conversation's like then. So I'm just cutting the mushroom out like so. And what I've got now is I've got this like so, because I'm going to add some detail on here. So this is what I'm going to add some colouring as well with pencils. So I'm now going to adhere the mushroom, and we've still got some detail to add yet. So I'm just going to adhere the mushroom. See, I told you, this is a bit different than 4 p.m, I must admit. You could be right. So needed a laugh tonight. Oh, you've definitely got one here. So I just need to stick this white piece down as well. Just need to stick this strip of card down as well. Like so. Believe it or not, I'm actually concentrating on my card. That's the thing. Younger men today have no stamina. So I'm just going to add the mushroom like so. I'm determined I'm still going to make a good sample, whatever we're talking about. So I'm just adding this. And what you can do, if you've ever got adhesive, just take a piece of scrap paper and press down with your scrap paper. That way you won't get no greasy paw prints. So that way you won't get no greasy paw prints. It's a good job my workshops are a little bit more professional, isn't it? Right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to add some shading to my mushroom. So I've got 2 colours of polychromos like we did in the YouTube video. We're just going to add some light shading to the mushroom, just towards the top. And I know exactly. Now, if you want to add a touch of shading to the mushroom, I always use a light touch, a very light touch with a polychromo pencil. Now, if you're a professional colourist, a lot of the professionals will tell you that you use a light touch and you build up the layers with your polychromos. Obviously, I'm not a professional colourist, but I do love using the polychromos. And I know I encouraged a few ladies to buy some polychromos a few weeks back, so we need to make sure that we get those out and use them. But this is to show you really how the stamps all work together. It's bundled sage. So we've got bundled sage and speckled egg. And what I'm doing is I'm just adding some shading. And you just need to make sure that you add with a light touch. Don't press too hard, because you'll put too much of the pigment down and then you can't add any more. So it's nice to add light layers of the pigment just to your mushroom. So what we're going to do is just add a little bit of a darker layer to the mushroom. And I always think it's important just to take your time to add the layers. Don't rush your design, because there's still plenty we can do to this yet. Still plenty we can do. And I'm not going for a pop of colour. I'm going for vintage tones. So I don't want any bright colours on here, because I want it to tone with the card that we created yesterday. That's why we're going with the same tones. Thank you, Karen. Thank you. So I'm just adding a little bit of those darker tones. And because it's quite late in the evening, I'm not going to rush, because it's nice to have the time. Sometimes when it's in the day, you feel like you've got to rush a bit because everybody's got commitments. But because it's in the evening, I don't have anything else planned, so I'm not rushing the process. But I just like to add layers. And what you do with your polychromos is you go back and you add light layers of the colour, and it just builds up the depth of the colour. What polychromos are you using, please? Lorraine, these are, let me see if I can read it, or I need my magnifying glass. What colour's this? Oh, crikey. Why do they have to make the writing so small? Polychromo. Oh, it doesn't say on it, doesn't. Let me just get my magnifying glass because I can't see a thing. Let me get my magnifying glass. And then I'll finish watching. No problem, Fiona. Let me just lose my magnifying glass because I'm telling you now, there's no way I can see the names on here. Where's the name? I can't see a name on this polychromo. Oh, this is... Oh. Hang on a minute. That doesn't make sense. What colour? You see, I can't even see the colours. I can post later, can't I? I can't see. This is 9201. They don't even say the colours. That makes it really complicated. I'll try and post the colours later. They make the writing so small for an old timer like me. I can't see what they say. But you can add a nice touch of shading. I bought some alcohol markers on Amazon, was so chuffed with them. Oh, Samantha, what alcohol markers did you get? I just love my polychromos. I just love the fact that I don't have to be super professional. I can still get a good result. And what I can do is just add a little bit of shading to these mushrooms. Just taking my time, trying to read the comments. They have a number, do they, Elizabeth? Yeah, I think I saw a number. I'll add the numbers to the Facebook Live when it's finished. I'll add the numbers to the Facebook Live because it might be easier that way to add the numbers. So I'm just lightly adding some colour. Light brown, yeah, light brown and dark brown. Exactly. Yay, Karen. So it's light brown and dark brown. That's so good, Helen. Yes, light brown and dark brown. But I just think this touch of brown just brings a bit of life to the mushrooms. I do personally. I just think it brings a bit of life for me. That's what I was thinking. You see, they were all thinking light brown and dark brown. We were being too professional by thinking about adding numbers. But it is a light brown and a dark brown. But if you're only buying one colour or you're only buying a couple of colours, then it's important you need the numbers. Then you can buy the colours singly. I bought them and now it's 100. Wow, Catherine. Yes, I encourage Catherine to buy polychromos. So I also want to prove to Catherine that they're really easy to use. You don't have to be a super professional. They blend beautifully, and even when you're just using a touch in your project, they're just worth it. And I'm not going to rush the project because I still want it to look, even though I said it's a nice, simple, easy project, I still want it to look professional. 9201 is magenta. It said something about magenta on here. It did. I'm sure it did. And I don't know how this can be magenta because it's brown. Let me have a look. You see, I'm determined to find the number now. It's got 9201-263. And it says something violet. Well, I'm telling you now, that isn't violet. But it says 9201-263. And this one says 9201-169. So there you go. But any pencils that you can like adding shading with, you can do it with them. You know, whatever your preferred. It's just that for me, because I'm not a professional colourist, I just feel like the polychromos give me the result because they blend beautifully. And I know a lot of pencils blend beautifully. So do some research. do some research and see what you think. But I just think that adds a nice pop of colour. It adds a lovely pop of colour. And what I'm going to do is let's just pick up Absy's Squares stamp and just add some little touches of the square. Are you hungry now, talking about food? I definitely need my eyes testing. That's without a shadow of a doubt. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a few more of these squares, just using speckled egg, but just make sure that you haven't got any straight edges. And I'm just adding a touch of those. I like those little squares all together like that. I just want to add some of the little squares. I'll lift this up so you can see it. Look at these little, look at this in the background, these little squares. Can you see? I still want to do, I know we're having a laugh, but I still want to show you that whether you use old stamps, new stamps, they're all brilliant. They're just, and I want you to use your product. I don't want it to be stuck on the shelf gathering dust. But I love how the brown and just that touch of those two colours. So we'll add a little bit, let's just trim these edges so that we've got these nice. So that doesn't, that's it. Let's just trim these. That's better. But I want to show that all your products, it doesn't matter whether you can only afford one stamp. You need to use it. You need to get it off that shelf. Oh, I just love this. This with the square stamp. Oh, they all seem, then another number. So that's why I gave you the other number as well. I gave you the other number. I can read it out again. But look at these squares, how they, I quite like how they go up. Oh, I'm loving this square. You see, I love background stamps. I just love background stamps. But just look at that. Just look at the little detail. Love it. Love it. I'm in love with that. Do you know, I'm definitely weird. I'm definitely weird. With you. Sorry to tease. But I did promise to use old stamps as well, which I am. I'm using old and new. Old and new to prove that you can use both. What I'm going to use now, where's it gone, is I'm going to use this stamp set from the A4 stamp set. That's it. June. That is bang on the colour. Caput Mortem Violet. Why would it be called violet? It's brown. But that's what it says on there. Thank you. But I'm going to use this stamp set now from the A4. And what I'm going to do, whoops, I'm going to add some of the wording in grey. Because I can. Let me just see where I want to stamp. So I want to stamp some of the wording. Garden, stem and scatter. We know you're weird. Ian always says that. Ian always says, Tracy, we know you're weird. I shouldn't really make up excuses for it now. I think it's okay to be weird, I've decided. So I'm just adding in Morning Mist, the garden, stem and scatter. You see, I just love it. Just look at the word. Oh, the triangles work well as the mushrooms have the kind of... Yeah, exactly, Jane. It's thinking about what stamps you've got and using them and using your stencils and using them. Even if you create a simple project like I'm doing, even if you create a simple project, there are so many ways to use your stamps. I just love using the stamps all together. So can you see I've now got this wording down the side here just to give it some more interest. I just love, I must admit, I'm a convert to the grey colour of VersaFine Claire. I'm such a convert. But then I am very fickle. There's always something different that I like. There's always something that's my new favourite. And at the moment, Morning Mist is my new favourite. You see, you can add some stamping, like so. Just loving this. And what I'm thinking, you see, is this, even though you're covering some of the words up, it doesn't matter. So I want that like that. So that will go there. So I want a few more words now. So where's that bulb root? I have to talk to myself as well. Is it the wonky pear set? For me, Michelle, no, this is the... Oh, yes, it is the wonky pear set. You're right, Michelle. What am I talking about? It's the wonky pear set. So I'm just going to add a little bit more stamping up here. Just some random stamping. Yeah, somebody's asking where you got the chart, June. So I'm just going to add a little bit more. Just adding some... This is one of my favourite stamps at the moment because it goes with so much stuff that I'm using it all the time. I'm just moving that circle out the way at the moment. There we go. And then I'm going to move this circle back in again because that will go round there like that. I have to go now. Internet is playing up in this weather. No problem, Kim. Speak to you soon, Kim. So I'm just going to add this circle all the way around. Just adhering it with PVA, just with normal PVA. And I'm just going to add this here. I love the pear set, mainly because I use the text all the time. And I've done so many demos with the pear because I love that as well. But I'm just adding that circle like so. So let me just use my copier sheet again, just to make sure I don't get no grubby handprints over there like so. And just move it slightly. That's it. Just so it's on there. Hello, Linda Turner. Please check your parting. Pardon? So what I'm going to do now, I'm just looking for the grey. So I'm just looking for the grey and my... Now calling me and he must think... Don't know why Abs is calling me. Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to add some shading. So where's my water brush? So as you can see, let me bring in the card. As you can see, the card is coordinating beautifully with the plaque. The card is coordinating beautifully with the plaque. So I'm now going to add a touch of shading just around my circle. Just add a little touch of shading. So when you're doing this, make sure you've got a nice sharp pencil when you're adding the shading, because it makes it a lot easier for you with a nice sharp pencil. So I'm just adding the shading around here. I'm now going to blend it out with water, and it just goes to show that with the same products you can create two different pieces that look, coordinate together but look completely different. So if I bring this card and you can see how they both differ, I'm now going to add a touch of the shading round the circle like so. Just add a touch of that shading. And Anne's answered somebody, so somebody's saying thank you to Anne. Just going to add this. So I'm just going to take time to add the shading. Is that what it is? So I'm just going to add the shading round here. And it's so strange when it's dark outside and I'm on a Facebook Live. It's really weird. So I'm just adding the shading round the circle just so that it pops a little bit more. Just so it pops. Like so. And if you want, you can take it a little bit from the pencil and add a little bit more so that it definitely pops. It's worth doing these simple steps. It looks maroon on your screen, does it? Yeah, I suppose it does look a bit brown maroony, but it is definitely more brown. But yeah, I can see it now looking on the screen. it's a bit more maroony. I can see that now. I can see that. So I'm just adding a touch of shading. I'm taking my time. I won't want to. So I'm just blending that out. It will just make it all pop. Like so. Just add a little bit more. So don't be in a rush just to finish your project. Even when you're live, whether you do Facebook Lives or whatever, take your time just to do your finishing touches, because it is what makes everything pop. It makes everything pop. So just bringing that out. Yes, I'm liking that. I think this is a fab time for your face. Do you, Kay? Do you think this is a fab time? What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to mix it up a little bit so that the ladies that join me at different times, you know, like those that are not in the UK, can catch some of the lives that are not to ridiculous hour, so that there's some different hours for them. So it's nice just to swap it up a little bit and make it fair for everybody. There we go. So just add a little touch of shading down the mushroom. Ab said he found you a toy boy. Really? I missed that. Are you sure? I'm coming around now. I'm on my way. So I'm just literally adding some shading round here. See, the shading just makes it pop. I just love how it makes it pop. And now we need to add a few more details. So what I want to do is add one of these little clips here, because it coordinates with the clip on my card. So it coordinates with the clip on my card. Which way is that going? Is it that way? So we're going to add a little bit of adhesive just to my little clip. Just going to add that here, because that coordinates with the clip on my card. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the same stamp that was from my A4 stamp set, get another piece of card, pick me up on the way. And what I'm going to use is I'm going to use the garden text from the same A4 stamp set. So I'm going to use the garden text just from the A4 stamp set. Could I just ask anyone know where the tonic tacky glue is in stock or on offer, please? I think it's Jennifer that always tags me when the glue is on offer at Tonic. I think it's a Wednesday. I think you have to look out for the Wednesday deals. So I'm just stamping garden so I can use the garden text. And again, because it's the grey, I don't need to blot it as much. In hubby's PJs normally. Get your running shoes on, Tracy. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add this garden. Cut this garden text out, like so. I love adding the little details. He will not wait long. Oh, you're kidding? You've got me a toy boy. Oh, I'll tell you what, I'll be running there if you've got me a toy boy. I'll be down. Is this a Tachandi? I want to know who the toy boy is now. So I'm just going to add garden down here. The evening session caught you out, did it, Sarah? Yes, I'm good like that. I like to keep you on your toes. I just like to keep you guessing. Just so that I don't get too boring. But can you see, this is all coordinating with the card. It's all coordinating with my card. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add I like these little 3D elements. Adam? No, he's, Abs is in the hotel. Oh, he might have found a toy boy in the hotel. Quick, I need to go run to Peterborough. Problem is, it takes me 3 hours. Do you think he'll still wait? So just, do you know, we're terrible, aren't we? So then I'm just going to add some white splatters, and then there might be just one more touch. So just add some white splatters. You see, the white splatters just bring everything to life. I just love the white splatters. But I don't think this toy boy realises how old I am. This will be the problem. Right, so this is what we've got so far. And I'm just going to add, where's my little bit of calico? I've got a little touch of calico here because we've got calico on our original. So let's put some calico on our original. Just think about your design. Think about what you're coordinating it with. And what I'm going to do is use the A4 again. And I'm going to stamp stem on there. Let me just move this out the way so I can do some stamping. Oh, yes. You see, I can't wait to hear who this toy boy is. I bet he's about three years old and doesn't know any different. You watch, it'll be a 3-year-old or something. Right, so what I'm going to do is just add stem. I've dropped me. You see, I'm getting over fluster now. Now I've heard there's a toy boy. So just add that. And then I'm just going to think about where I'm going to add my stem wording. Oh, I love making the splatters, Karen. All you need to remember, Karen, is to make sure that your pen is pumped. Make sure that you get the flow of the paint moving. If you don't get the flow of the paint moving, your pen won't work very well. So you need to get the flow moving. So I'm going to put this here. You see, I just love this project. Trust you, Gail. Trust you. So I'm now going to add this here. Just think about your little details. Now, it was Lucy. Lucy's probably not here at the moment, but Lucy asked for me to use some of the older stamp sets. And here, I'm always calm. I try to be calm, Fiona. So what I'm doing now is, can you see? It now all coordinates beautifully with that card. And if I bring both projects up, you can see that colour is beautiful. I'm so chuffed with them. And I just think that shows that even your older stamps can mix with your newer stamps, can mix with the stamps that Abs has just bought out. They just all mix together. I just think they work beautifully together. If we just leave that up a bit, just so that you can see them. So this one's a plaque and this one's a card. To prove to you that you don't have to just use your stamps for cards. You can use them for mixed media, whatever you want, because this is a plaque. So I'll place those both down and then you can see what we've achieved. So I hope you enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that live, even though we did lead astray a little bit. I look like I've emulsioned the ceiling. I just love, it was nice just doing it in the evening for a change, because I know we're having a joke, but seriously, we can just chat along. It's nice. So we'll be trying these out tomorrow. Oh, brilliant, Lynn. I hope you'll share, Lynn, when you create it, because I love seeing your take on the projects that we make, because I love how some of you go off on a tangent as well. So it's brilliant. A crafty play in the future. Yay, Jane. So there you go. And I only took 1 hour, 4 minutes. That's not bad, is it? 1 hour, 4 minutes. But do you know what else I'm liking at the moment? Cheesecloth. Cheesecloth is becoming another favourite. I'm loving cheesecloth at the minute. I loved it on that card. So I'm quite pleased with those. You're very welcome, Shelley. Thank you very much, Anne. So I will be back very soon, keeping you busy. For those ladies joining me at the weekend, I will be back at 10 a.m. And I've been asked to show the book for the book of 2 halves. So I'm just going to show the book of 2 halves because I've been asked if I'll show it by a couple of ladies for the workshop. So this workshop's later in October, and this is the book of 2 halves. I was asked to show this on the live. They say a change is as good as a rest. Exactly, Anne. So I'm just showing the book of 2 halves. So for the lady who messaged me, hopefully she's watching and she can see the book of 2 halves. So this is just a workshop that's taking place in October, and we're going to create this book. And again, that's those mushrooms. That's those mushrooms used in a different way, just to prove to you that your stamps never date. Stamps never date. They are always useful. Doesn't matter what season, what day, what time of year, your stamps are always useful. So I hope you'll get them out and brush off the dust. And I will see everybody at the weekend, 10 a.m. 10 a.m. start. So 20 minutes was chatting hello at the beginning. So 104, that's not bad going, is it, Diane? Not bad going. So good night, everybody. And I will see you all tomorrow. When in October, Carol, just bear with me, I'll get my diary. In October, so I've got a workshop this weekend with a book. And this one in October is, just looking now, Book of 2 halves is the 24th, 25th of October and the 31st of October. It's 3 days. So it's 5th. Oh, bless Jennifer. She's always on the ball. Thanks for joining me, everybody. And I will see you all very soon with another Facebook Live at a different time. Don't forget to tune in to Abs tomorrow at 8 a.m. See you all soon. Bye, everybody. See you Saturday. Bye. Bye.